All right, we live. Make sure you guys can hear me. Make sure you guys can hear me. We live. What's it do? All right, here we go. We are live. I'm just waiting to it. Make sure you guys can hear me. Okay, yeah. Here we are. Can I turn this up? I can't turn it up even more. Hey, what's up, Neo Morpheus? What's up, MG Faraday? Yo, I almost didn't make it. I almost didn't make the live stream. I said, fuck it, I'll at least do 1 hour. Because it's only 8:20 here now. Hey, real quick, I seen that movie. I seen a new Thor movie. I didn't think it was that bad. If anything, out the Marvel movies, I think that was the best one in a while. I mean, I'm sure they did that Christian Bale's character there. I'm sure he probably had a deeper history maybe, but I ain't have a problem with it. I mean, it was a little too because okay, I didn't have an issue with it because this is like what the second installment of Thor being a fucking idiot. So yeah, I mean that's just a given. Like they turn Thor into this fucking idiot type of complete moron type of guy. But other than that, I mean they was trying. Of course they're gonna try to force a love story and get all that shit back. But I mean as far as a Thor, I don't see what was so bad. I think the one with the Hulk in it was worse than what just came out now. Hit that like yo thanks EA affiliate. Did you like the one? I haven't seen the Woman King. And with a title like that just doesn't even make any fucking sense. Like I'm sure they're gonna try to wing it to try to make what. And this is the theory because let me tell you something. So with that book I'm reading the Second Sex, right? It's about it's a woman's it's that particular feminist view on the second sex, and up to this point she's just spitting red pill facts. I've taken so many screenshots because I want to do a video. I want to do a live stream where I'm just like I'm gonna try to do a series like red pill breakdown of of feminism, and then like actual quotes and actual quotes from feminist books from legit feminists, not these modern wave idiots, but like legit feminists from it's nothing but a red pill dictionary. Is it a red pill fucking you know what I'm saying? It's like the bitch is dropping bombs every other page. Either she's going on some rant that I just don't care about, or she's dropping she's saying legit red pill shit that if men were to say it, if I guarantee you, if I were to go out and quote what she said, but be a man and say it, I'd be called every name in the book. And so I say, oh wait a minute. But this is a quote from feminist book from fucking 1970 or whatever she was 56, wherever she wrote it. The motherfucker's like, oh, but that bitch has been like pure facts. Like matter of fact, let me find some because I took so many screenshots for so many different reasons. Let me find some quotes I got from that book. Oh, but where I was going with that was the Woman King shit. See, that's that modern shit of that modern feminism shit of trying to get they so the overall because I was telling my girl about it because I was telling her we were out today earlier and I was telling her about it. Oh, the overall theme is essentially everything I've ever said on my channel. It's just she just says it a little nicer, but it's essentially the same thing. But here's the crazy part about feminism. When modern feminists, I went on YouTube and actually searched a summary of the book to see what other people and of course it was all women that had summaries. And let me tell you something. Every summary that a modern feminist had on that book, she either completely just lied or completely misunderstood what was literally written on the fucking page. Like it was even a TED Talks one, and the bitch who did that, she was just flat out wrong. It was just flat out just wrong shit. Like she literally just like. But here's the thing with women, because women are social manipulators. Women expect, especially red pill men, to never read these books so they can never actually fight it. Well, guess what? I'm reading it, and I can call you out on it. All right. The modern feminists are just awful people. Period. The modern feminist group is essentially what Black Lives Matter turned into. Cause just the terror, like the shitty people came in and just try to ride the coattails of what legitimate motherfuckers were talking about and just tarnish the whole fucking name. Modern feminists are just absolutely awful humans. They really are. When they're giving their legit summary, and they're going into like to the break it down by chapter, and I know that chapter because I read that chapter, and that's not what the fuck she said. That literally didn't at all. It's unbelievable. It is seriously, and even talking in the sense of women and just being, ridiculous as they are. Okay, so like I said last night, I'm gonna read that in a second, Leaf. I see you in the military. Hey, thanks everybody tuning in. I'm gonna read that in a second. Okay, like I said, the overall gist of the book is acceptance that, like she literally states that woman's body is constantly unstable. There is no stability in the woman's body, so she needs man as that rock to essentially create an identity off of. Like for example, if everything was hard as a rock, well, you would never know what soft was because a rock would be softy. So a hard rock gives soft pillow its fucking, identity. You see what I'm saying? Because man is the constant. So woman will never be able. Woman will literally. What was the last thing? Because I got some of the last part that I. Okay, so this is about the. I'm going to read a quote from the book. Because I took a screenshot of it. Screenshot right here. Because I got tons of these. Because the bitch is spitting like legit red pill truth. But she's a woman, so motherfuckers accept it. But modern feminists will immediately ignore this. And they never bring this part up in their summaries on TED Talks and all that shit like that. Oh, modern feminists. See, modern feminists hope you don't read these books. That way you know what the fuck is actually in it. And modern feminists can just run away with the shit. And, and just so I'm going to read this. Okay, so she's talking about going out and hunting and the difference between men and women, right? So she says, if blood were but a nourishing fluid, it would be valued no higher than milk. But the hunter was no butcher, for in the struggle against wild animals, he ran grave risk. The warrior put his life in jeopardy to elevate the prestige of the horde, the clan to which he belonged. And in this, he proved dramatically that life is not the supreme value for man, but on the contrary, that it should be made to serve ends more important than itself. The worst curse that was laid upon woman was that she should be excluded from these warlike forays. For it is not in giving life, but in risking life that man raised above the animal. That is why superiority has been accorded in humanity, not to the sex that brings forth, but that which kills. Yeah. See, they hope you don't actually read this shit. Because society, so to put it in better context, out of that whole chapter, the entire chapter essentially goes back into covering the fact that women do not invent. Women do not innovate. Women do not, by quoting, women do not make tools. And now once a man has already gone out there and made the tool, then the woman can learn it once the man kind of gets tired of the tool. And then the woman tries to run around and claim equality now because the man already made it and moved on to something bigger in life. Because man has had that sense of realization and craftsmanship and working, and woman got it on the back end, and now she's trying to run around with this idea of equality. Perfect example, she uses the button in machinery as an example of all of a sudden men and women are equal now because before motherfuckers had to just go in there and just hit fucking sheets to make a fucking shape, whereas now after man made machine, man made a button, so now woman can go in there and press the button, so now woman's equal to man, which, you know, has some bit of sense, but on the back end, well, just because I put a plate on the dinner table and Fido goes in there and eats off that plate, does that make Fido equal to a human, 100% equal to a human because of that? You know what I'm saying? It's like read this book. I say that probably about the whole first portion, the whole first, I say 20, 30 pages is nothing but a biology lesson. But after that, I mean, if you already taken biology, you already know all that shit. So that's just a waste of time to even read it. But see, feminists hope you don't read their shit. Because that, like, what little power modern feminists have in social manipulation, they're dangling by a string. Dangling by a string. Yo, thanks for the donation, RBT. I just tuned in. I don't know how long you'll be. Time Wednesday last year. I should have time to at least touch on it. But thanks a lot for a donation, RBT. Appreciate it. So Lee says, hi, D. I'm considering joining the military. Can you give a breakdown of your time in the Marines and why you chose that branch? What position, job were you aiming for? How was your boot camp experience? I got kicked out pretty fucking early, man. I ain't do shit. But what I will tell you is this. Well, I chose the Marines, but at the time I was training to do the Ironman competition. So I would go run along this river in Dayton, Ohio. That was about 6 miles long. So I was training to do the Ironman competition. And then, like, I just didn't have anything to do. So I just figured, you know, I was looking for the requirements for all the military branches. And I was like, I was looking at the requirements. I was like, I could do that to get in, you know, to make the cut to get, you know, to get in. And the Marines was pretty much the only one that even looked, at the time, the Marines was the only one that even looked challenging at all. From just a physical standpoint of view, right? Because at the time I was running like 12 miles a day easily. At that time, I was doing 25 to 30 pull-ups with a 25 pound weighted vest and then 2 ankle weights that were about 10 pounds apiece. And I could do at that time, I was doing about 25 to 30 pull-ups at a time. At that time, I was doing, I could do straight about 60, 70 sit-ups straight before I had to stop and then restart again. Because in the military, you can stop and take a break. And I was doing tons of push-ups at that time. So that's why I picked the Marines. But looking back, motherfuckers like some motherfuckers might roast you for it. I'm not gonna roast you for it, but I would say go to the Air Force. But motherfuckers gonna roast you for it. All right, it's like okay, like a typical person who went to the Marines would like don't be surprised if you start getting roasted for being in the Air Force by that cowardly group of Marines who, like, you know, need to pick on somebody. I'm not gonna pick on you for that. Well, I didn't even make it through the Marines. I got medically discharged. But again, I'm still not gonna make fun of you. I would recommend going to the Air Force, to be honest with you. To be all the way honest with you, I would not. I recommend the Marines only if you got like a bad temper problem or something like that. If you really trying to test yourself, like you know deeper mentally and physically, that's the only way I would. Or you need discipline in life. That's the only way I recommend it. But anything other than that, no, I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend going to the Air Force or Navy, because the Army and the Marines, that's for motherfuckers who ain't always right. You know what I'm saying? Like something, you know what I'm saying? Something got dislodged in their brain some kind of way, and then they a little off. That shit ain't for, you know what I'm saying? That shit ain't for I would always, okay, if somebody wants to go to the military, I would always recommend the Air Force first. Looking back on it, right? Looking back on it, I would always recommend that first. Because from what I've never even been in the Air Force, but what I know about it, it's like by far the easiest branch, and they got the most money and all that shit like that. So that's why I recommend it for like an easier path of life, easier quality of life if you considering it. MG Verde, but yeah, that's what I got. Oh, Japan said the same thing. Yeah, he said the exact same thing. Yeah, yeah, go to Air Force if you can. Yeah, he said the same thing I said. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would recommend the Air Force, man. Like, look, going back, like again, unless you have some type of, unless you got some type of like physical vendetta to prove yourself or something like that, or something, or you really like to fight or something like that, go. Don't go to the Marines. Don't go to the Marines. The Army is always going to be the easiest one to get. Well, at least when I was in that world, the Army is always the easiest one to get into. Like when I was in that world, the Army would take anybody. They ain't give a fuck. They ain't give like they would anybody, dude. Like the motherfuckers. Well, not anybody, but you get what I'm saying. Like anybody. Like that was the easiest one to get into. The Air Force is always going to be, because actually when I was in high school, I was in the delayed enlistment program for the Air Force actually. Um, but the Air Force has like, they got, I think the ASVAB back then, the ASVAB was the ASVAB, I think you need a 40 or 45 on the ASVAB to get it, a minimum score of 40, 45 to get in. And I think I always end up scoring like between 60 and 70 on the ASVAB. So I could pick anyone I wanted type of thing. And here's the thing: there was always like 2 or 3 people who ended up getting like a 99 on the ASVAB. Like, how the fuck did you get a 90? And it would always be the person who was like the idiot would get like a 99 on the ASVAB. Everybody who was in the military, they could tell you that story of taking the ASVAB. It's always the dumbest bitch or dumbest motherfucker in the room. That motherfucker goes in there and gets a 99. Who can't even tie his own shoes. He'll go in there and take that test and get a perfect score. But yeah, Japan, yeah, I'm all the way with you. Yeah. Yeah. EFL says my ex called me a misogynist for breaking up with her after knowing she used to be passed around. Oh no, you always right for that. EA affiliate, yeah, you right for that. MG Verde says, I ain't know how to pronounce the name. De Beauvoir must be the predecessor of Esther Viller, manipulated men. Read that book years ago, read that book years ago right after college. Okay. Yeah, what? Yeah, okay. Like, because here's the thing. After I looked up other women's summary on it and how bad they were, it just like of even like I'm saying, even TED Talk about the books was about the book was just awful. Like it almost brought tears to my eyes. Just how badly women just purely just either just flat out lied about the book or just completely misunderstood that topic in the book, right? It literally almost brought tears in my eyes. So now I am on a path. I am on a destination to read as many books by feminists by the nostalgic feminist, I guess, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm on a path to read as much as I can from them to see where they're getting this shit from, right? Like modern feminists are just awful people. They're just terrible humans. They're just inside and out, just completely awful humans. They're terrible. Modern feminism is just completely awful. It's shocking how terrible they are. It's completely shocking. Speaking about shocking, real fast, this is a quick side rant. I didn't even know the NFL season started, right? So I looked up. I'm from Cincinnati, and I looked up the Bengals. Stats because they won. I think against New York. I can't remember who they played, but they won. They're 1-2 now. I didn't know the season started. It's 3 weeks into the season already. But did they change the quarterback rating? Because Burrow, it said he had 3 touchdowns. He was like 23 for 36, no interceptions, and his quarterback rating is like 55. I'm like, what? They must have changed that rating system because 3 touchdowns and no picks, that automatically gets you a quarterback rating when I remember like at least 75, 80. No picks. Yo. Elijah Pippen. Oh, well, you see, thanks, Elijah. Yo, appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Oh shit, I'm missing. I just CGI for Life. What's the book name? Oh, the book's name is well, it's in French. You got to Google the second sex in English, but it's in French. It's translated from French. Sebastian AD, I'm shocked at how your value will skyrocket once other women know there's other women that like you. They will immediately perceive you as high value and treat you different. Oh yeah. Yeah, Sebastian. Yeah, because women like whatever they think other women like. Because okay, and that and this well, not this exact topic, but the overall theory of where I'm going with this is mentioned in the book. How, and again, this is a book written by a feminist. Women lack any independent identity, right? They don't have identity, so they have to desperately follow anything that they think has an identity. Man is always going to have an identity. So from the first topic, man in woman's life is always the constant, right? Man to a woman is always the constant, right? So in that, woman has no sense of genuine independent identity, right? But here's the thing: they can choose to do it, which is touched on in this book. They can choose to do it, but woman doesn't have it in her to go out and create anything on her own. So because it would be more difficult to do that, so she would rather sit down and wait for men to grant her attention or materials, because it's just like I say all the time, it's just the easier route for women, and women love the easier route. You see, so woman's prime destination in life is to figure out what men like, or what society likes, that will put her in a good, right, proper light with men, and just follow that shit, right? So if she figures another woman is onto a man, again, woman will fuck man. Woman will get fucked by man simply because she figures other women like that man, and that will give her some sense of identity. Right? Because the same thing doesn't really work the other way around in the same way. It works kind of a little bit the same, but for example, like if there's this bitch, everybody's trying to fuck, and everybody has fucked, right? The only way it works from our perspective as man is like, that bitch must be a freak in the bed. She must be doing some wild shit. If everybody keeps coming and trying to holler, she must have some skills fucking. And that's, we in it for the sport of actually fucking, where a woman is in it for the sport of social standards and fucking, and social standings and all that shit like that. And sex is like third or fourth. Actual sex is like third or fourth on the list. Her number one thing is who's gonna know I fucked him. So that bitch down the street will finally get checked to see that I fucked, the alpha over there type of shit, so I can hurt her feelings that way type of that's where woman's thing is, in search of identity. You see, whereas men our constant is in having identity, right? Even when men don't think they have identity, men still have identity. And I'll tell you a perfect example of how of a situation. Women by nature are terrified of men once men legit raise their voice. Like some Mufasa shit. You know what I'm saying? Like how Mufasa yelled, you know what I'm saying? Every bitch stop in the room. But on top of that, women are great at noticing, like if you're really scared and all that, because women are into emotions more. So if you don't sound like you know what I'm saying, if you talking about some raw bitches, be like, just sit your motherfucking ass down, bitch. You ain't know about soft ass punk ass bitch. But if you fucking hit one of them Mufasa roars, one of them James Earl Jones roars, or one of them roar, like motherfucker, like you hear the bass rattling in my fucking trachea, and droplets are coming out, and I'm just dead face. Roar. Every bitch goes and stop, just like children. Because when a man yells, oh, she knows that order. When a real man get up and yell, she know that order. She knows, and she's terrified. Just by that alone, see, man, you always have an identity. But woman, she's always desperately clinging to find some material object, some man. Woman is always clinging to find some external source to define her, because she has no definition, right? And in that book, she also covers how woman, in society, woman is seen as the other. She's only good for sex, taking care of kids, and then society really doesn't care, which that logic still holds up to today, right? OnlyFans. Who completely dominates Pornhub? Who completely dominates X videos? Who completely dominates porn? Women. Okay, and at the same time, it's the only field they dominate. Right? It's the only field that they can go out there and know that they can dominate, and know that a man walking out there with the physical appearance of a man is not going to be able to keep up with her. It's the only field that the only safe bet woman has, the only safe bet, the only weapon that a woman has in the world is fucking, is being the sex object, which is what's touched on in the book. Woman is literally considered the other. She's the other. She's over there until you get horny, fuck her. You know, talk yourself into loving her because you fucked her, some shit like that. But it's all based off of fucking. Like I said, like Patrice O'Neal said, and I'm sure like many other great red pill guys said, you know. Well, I don't even know if I'm great or not, but yeah, I'm thinking about Patrice O'Neal, you know, because he's got his own name in the game, you know. But you know what? If a woman could not, if a woman, what would a woman really do in the world if she could not, you know, hold sex over somebody's head in any kind of way, directly or indirectly? What would a woman really do? Nothing. She has no other, and this is stated in a book written by a feminist. Woman just cannot keep up physically, mentally in the world. She cannot produce the same results working as a man. She just can't do it. Now, the reason why in the book that is stated is because since woman's body is constantly in this state of flux, woman's body is constantly unstable. Whether it's her hormones, whether it's just her sexual organs fucking up, whether it's her mentality, whether it's her, you know, attitude, shit, like no matter what it is. And then on top of that, she still has to deal with trying to fit into society. So after she's dealt with her fucking period, raging hormones, just being hungry, trying to keep up with the Kardashians, by the time she's worked through all that, the woman literally has no time to become intelligent. Very few women genuinely find the time to actually become intelligent in anything that's worth survival. You see what I'm saying? And again, hey, I'm a man who's saying it. Read the fucking book, all right? Written by a female feminist, all right? I just say it more brutally. I break it down on a more brutal level. But she says the same thing. Woman just cannot keep up. She can't beat women cannot go out there and beat men in fights. You know, they could probably beat one or two, but not consistently. You see what I'm saying? Woman, she literally, the only area that she can dominate and have some power and control in is who she fucks. After that, she's always the second, the other, and every other facet of life. If it doesn't have anything to do with fucking, she's always the other. She's always second, third, fourth, fifth down the list because she simply can't keep up. She can't do it. Again, I'm a man saying it, so I'm immediately a misogynist, crazy, psychopathic rapist. But go read that book written by that feminist who I'm further elaborating on what she wrote about bitches or what Florence Nightingale said about bitches. Florence Nightingale flat out said it like look, women are. She flat out said indirectly, women are fucking awful. Women will never team up. All right, but motherfuckers, they always. Why do modern feminists never they never touch on these? They never touch on direct fact. They always just confuse it and come up with their own logic because they mad at men because they ugly because that woman is mad at man because she done got turned ugly as fuck or never was pretty. So now she's mad because she can't get the man she wants. It's sad, man. But yeah, Sebastian, yeah, woman wants whatever she thinks other women want, and I would say it's probably broken into half. Half is going to be half of it. Half of the reason why women want whatever they think other women want is jealousy, and the other half is because woman literally has no self-defining traits outside of fucking. So she has to search for an identity. So she's on the prowl for anything that's already proved itself as a viable, good male. This is another reason why women want man who's already just ready as man. See, woman does not want a man in progress. unless she's already fucked up and her self-esteem's beaten down. Woman, she don't want a man. Women do not dream a man who's in progress. All right. That is in no woman's fucking, again, unless she's been mentally beaten down and shit like that, or she's just fat and fucked up and ugly as hell, and her self-esteem finally came down to, normal levels of human. Woman does not sit up and dream about a man who's in progress. Okay, even then, I would say unless she's like 15, but even then, to her, that man's not in progress. To a 15-year-old, that man is a man, but really he's a man in progress. So you can't even say that. Woman does not want a man in progress. See, woman wants a man who's already established. For one, because woman just wants protection. Woman. Okay. Another area that was touched on in the book. Woman wants protection. And I'm saying this from the book. Woman. The only reason a woman will want to get up and go to work is because she found out that the man does not earn enough money to take care of the offspring and her at the same time. So then she'll get up and go work a job. Again, if I said it alone, I'm a misogynist. But this is literally from the book, The Second Sex. All right, I'm not making that shit up. Right. But dingbat feminists would have heard it and would have just immediately called me misogynist, and because they just happen to skip over that little sentence in the book. But yeah, woman wants to be taken care of. She wants to walk in the room, be taken care of just because she's a woman. On top of that, she's dead. Since woman literally does not make an identity for herself, she is seeking any external material or human object to give her definition. Whether it's what they call red bottom shoes or it's a guy who she don't even like, but she knows other women might like him, so she'll fuck him, but she don't even like him. But that alpha dude will at least give her definition in life comparison to other bitches. It's really sad. Here's the thing. The true thought process on women is really a sad, disgusting, pathetic situation. It really is. It really is. It truly is. It's sad and it truly is sad and disgusting. The reality of their thought processes and why they do what they do. It's completely disgusting. But on the back end, woman knows that the world sees them as nurturing, loving, and caring, even though they're none of those things. So, but she knows the world sees her like that. So she can play that role when she feels like she should to get that social status thing going again. To try to give her definition, because she, the other, has no definition in life. She doesn't have it. Right? It's sick, man. It really is sad. Ivy Boat. What's up, Ivy Boat? AD, I finished the book Why Men Are the Way They Are by Warren Farrell a couple months ago. It's from 1986. It was awesome. I'm going to use it for my vetting process for a future partner. Word up. I never read that book. Okay, cool. Right on. What's the book? Oh, the book is The Second Sex. But you gotta translate. It's in French though. It's translated from French. So if you type in The Second Sex English version, then you should find. It's like a red cover book. It's real cheap. I found it for free on the internet. So I'm just reading a PDF of it. But it's only like, even over here, it's only like $6. But I mean, if it's free always be $6. So it's like, fuck it. I might as well it's right there. So I might as well just read it on the iPad. The She-Hulk writer is like that. Oh my God. I want to watch it. Leaf says, will you redo your travel? I still got a video I've been meaning to read. I just haven't gotten to it. I got a video for the travel channel right now, and I just haven't edited it. Because I went out to eat at this place. It was a nice place, too. It was a cool place. It wasn't like nice, but it was cool. I'll probably play video games pretty soon. Because I still got to finish Ninja Turtles. The more there are women in high-paying jobs, the less there are men in high-paying jobs to take care of women. Scout, yeah. And that's this is inevitably the sad ending conclusion of Woman is that woman doesn't understand logic. Because like I said a long time ago, let's say if NASA was built up of all women, right? I'm just using NASA as an example because I don't really know the breakdowns of the department, so just work with me here, right? Let's say motherfuckers got real serious about moving humans to the moon, right? We gonna move humans to the moon. Well, first thing will come up is like, well, we gotta get them there. Okay, well, we can put them we can at least take two at a time in a space shuttle up there. You know what I mean? If it takes like 4,000 years, we can get us all there. But on back end, how we gonna breathe? And woman's literal immediate response would be, well, just put trees on the moon. They can put up oxygen. Like, but woman hates to admit this shit. Like woman does not understand. Woman does not understand logic of finite resources because all woman cares about is that she's taken care of. She doesn't care about reality. Okay? She doesn't care about reality. It takes too much thought. She cares about energies and what's your sign? Are you Aquarius or Taurus? And she cares about mystery because as long as she cares about mystery, she never has to entertain logic. Because logic takes too much thought. As long as she just entertain mystical energies, what's your astrology side? What kind of energy it's calm energy in the room. See, as long as they can associate with bullshit, they never have to think through logic. That's why so many women would rather side with with bullshit. Because thinking hurts. That's just what it is. So when it comes to the high paying job, Scala Master, that's too much logic right there. The more there are women in high paying jobs, the less are men in high paying jobs to take care of women. Yeah. See, woman, that logic right there, no. You that just with that logic right there, you'd be better off going to teach a drunk toddler quantum physics and have him actually, remember this shit when he got sober and recite it back to you. You would have a better chance doing that than with just that logic alone. Woman she don't care about that. And see, this is one thing I got to say about African American women. See, because black dudes try to come around to African American women and it's just women in general, but this is just one area of it. Black dudes try to go across African American women and tell like you should I want to love my black woman and all that. Look, that woman don't care nothing about that. She don't care nothing about history of slavery, none of that. That woman does not. All woman cares about is being taken care of by man who was strong enough in whatever way to do it. Right? That's all she. Look, them black bitches in America, they don't give a fuck about nothing. They don't give a fuck about none of that shit. All right? So just stop. All right? They don't give a fuck. They'll try to say they do on camera because yeah, my people, but she don't give a fuck. All right? Woman's nature, woman, not white, black, whatever the fuck. I don't give a fuck what fucking race, ethnicity she is. I don't give a fuck. Woman's nature is to seek out protection by a qualified protector. All right. Now she don't give a fuck where it comes from. Don't care. She don't care. All right. Fucking period. I'm gonna grab this other beer, man. I'll be right back. I was on Facebook earlier today, right? And I stumbled upon this dude named Dr. Omar or some shit like that. And he was talking about okay, and now here's the thing. Now I have no issue with this. Well, I have no real issue with motherfuckers who have a different perspective. I'm just gonna give my opinion on it, whether I think it's stupid or not. But like, I don't have like like I say, even when it comes to motherfucker like the KKK, I'm not going out my way to fucking call the police on them and all that shit. Like, do whatever you want to do, just stay the fuck over there and do it, right? So the Dr. Omar dude was talking about like he's one of those guys who truly believe in and staying within your own race, right? Which is cool. I mean, I get it. I get it. But it's what seems to happen with guys like this, with the stay in your own race thing. They seem to be highly behind in the path of humanity on a whole, right? Because here's the thing, throughout history, if there's one, even with your own dog, even with dogs, throughout history, if there's one thing that can be learned from humanity, it is to not reject foreign shit, right? To not fully reject it. Because at some point you're going to come across it, but to not fully reject it. Because if you fully rejecting foreign shit, nearly every time and down the road is going to end in extreme disaster, right? But for the guys who tend to believe like, oh, I should keep it within my race and all that shit like that, like typically when this topic comes up, or a few times when I've gotten in personal conversations with them, like they are just like clearly like off from development as human. Okay, and when I say development as human, I mean it in the theory of separating yourself from a dollar, separating yourself from the immediate entitlement that societies and civilizations should just exist, right? You got to break it down deeper than that, right? And whenever I get in these conversations with people like that, like it's immediately clear that they are just severely lacking in the reality of what humanity's actually here for and to do, right? So I say this with him, with the Dr. Omar dude, Dr. whatever the fuck, right? With him, I mean, hey, do whatever the fuck he wants to do. I'm not gonna be mad at him at all, nothing like that. But I think it's sad that personally speaking, I think it's sad that because usually when guys get on that, nobody in the room's gonna really challenge them, right? So all that does is make them think that they're even more intelligent about humanity than they actually are, because they never like go deeper on any real, in any real area, or never have any like enlightening, position on it. It all just kind of like comes back to like rejection and hatred, which is essentially like the same thing that they claim they're victims of. So it's like it's this really weird dynamic that happens. and it's really so sad. Like I can't even get mad no more. It's just like, yeah, you just off. Because here's the thing, man. Like, because I would love to have there's just a personal conversation with him, because he's passionate about it too. Because it's little things from the start. Because see, like I said, okay, see, and this seems to be a constant in the minority, in America speaking, the minority communities, right? And the poor, because here's the thing. The minority and the poor communities have this way of turning successful people into gods. They have this weird way of, or either they have to start speaking like they are now a god. Like it's this really weird fucking dynamic that happens. It really is. It really is something special, man. And like I would love to speak with somebody about it, because here's the thing. And it's broken. Like where I would start is just simply asking them, all that free speech. Why do you think you have free speech? Like why does anybody really think they have, like wherever you are? Why do you think I have free speech? Why do you think we have as a people free speech? Because the world just fucking likes us that much? Because it's just a human right? Why do you think really put thought into social welfare and history of nations? Why is it that you think we actually have free speech? Because the country just likes us? Because it's just no way to live? No, the reason we have free speech, that is so deep of a conversation. Okay, long story short, the reason we have free speech is not because the country likes us. It's because free speech promotes growth. But it promotes innovation. It promotes faster rates of technology. It promotes growth in technology to be the bigger monkey with the stick in the fight, in the war. That's all. That's why. All right, because motherfuckers found out that wherever you go on Earth, the last areas on Earth to get rid of slavery and to fully accept, democracy, a true democracy filled with, shit like, our country or Europe's, with the successful Western Europe parts, the countries who rejected that initial phase are still 100 years at minimum behind of growth, at minimum. Because the longer you stay a slave, white, black, whatever the fuck, when that mentality is in you, dude, that niggerish shit, it takes decades and centuries to work out of. And these are the areas that the guys who do that, they don't even know. Or they'll try to, hold a sustainable argument, but it doesn't last long because they don't really know. It is really sad. It really is. But if society is taught, if history of human society has taught you anything, is to not completely reject it, know what it is, but don't ever completely. The sooner you completely reject any type of intelligence, when you reject it, it is going to come back harder later. You have to at least know what it is, right? Even when it comes to dogs, mutts are usually the healthiest fucking dogs on the planet. What dogs gonna have all the health issues? Them full-blooded motherfuckers that ain't never touched another breed. Them be the motherfuckers that be the most fucked up. They got earaches all the time and all that shit. Simon says, plus, not all try hard to look like white women. Only submit respect. Oh, you guys have a comment. It was a beta male police. Do you think the Middle East will become heavily influenced by modern feminism? Do you ever want to travel to the Middle East? Honestly, Leith, I hope I pronounced it right. Leith, to be honest with you, I'm too afraid to go to the Middle East. I was too afraid to go to Texas until my friend, he moved there. And he's like, yeah, come on. So I went there with him. I went there. And Texas was actually pretty, like, I regret not going to Texas earlier. As an educated dude, to go down there, it'd be easy to get a lot more easier to get a good job down there than it would be in Ohio and have much nicer shit. But I would go to the Middle East if I knew somebody and went with them. If I knew somebody and trust somebody, I would go. But I wouldn't. I'm just too afraid to go there on my own. Probably because of media. Probably being conditioned by media and shit. I'm just too afraid to go there by myself. That's just. But I would go. But to answer your question, Leah, I think. Am I pronouncing it right? Leah. To answer your question, it's gonna slowly spread because here's the thing. Because this system that America made essentially was just mimicked from the UK, and Western Europe just mimicked that from not UK. Well, yeah, let's just say like England. It essentially just mimicked this shit. It was seen as a system that worked, right? That worked in the long. Because here's the thing: if you go out there and get slaves, well, it'll be lucrative at first. But it's nowhere near as efficient. Slavery is not in modern times when technology kicked off, slavery is not efficient, dude. It's not efficient. It'll get you rich, for a small bracket of time, but it's not gonna last. And motherfuckers gonna be and then with slavery, there's not gonna be any more, innovation, invention, because everybody's slaves. You know what I'm saying? So any possibility that you had of a Steve Jobs or whoever the fuck, they was out there in them fields. So when you do that, you just making it. Well, look at North Korea. Look at fucking Russia until fucking recently. That's why they so fucking behind. Because they didn't let people go out and just do what they wanted to do. So they were essentially slaves, and that's why they so fucking behind with technology. Right? And that's why Eastern Europe is still behind, because Eastern Europe held on to slavery much longer than it should have. And that's why Eastern Europe still can't keep up with with Western Europe and the US and Canada. That's why they still can't keep up, because that mentality is fucked up. So with that middle, but to answer your question, Leah, Um, I think it'll eventually. I think it'll eventually spread at some point. Feminism at least would, because you got to remember, man. To them, how it's not about feminism how we see it, but feminism how they see it, right? So they could be seeing something totally different than what we see in it because they culture and where they coming from out of it. And I'm not gonna act like I even know what they see. I'm not even gonna act like I know what they see because I don't. I didn't grow up there. I don't know many people from there. I don't know. I can't even lie and say I know a lot about the culture because I don't. But what I can tell you is the culture is definitely gonna be a lot different than at least North America. So from what they see in feminism, they'll see something totally fucking different than the problems that we dealing with it now, and maybe not on surface level, but when it comes to the smaller intricacies of it, they're gonna have deeper issues. But it's gonna spread. I will guarantee you that because the internet did that shit. Yo, thanks for the donation. I sent a religious simp in the email request talking about queenology. Okay, let me check my email real fast. It's 9/11 right now. Let me see. Here we are. Okay. Okay. Oh, you guys can't see it. Hang on, let me switch it. Oh, hang on. What am I doing? All right, here we are. Why isn't it showing up? I'm in the window for. God damn it! This fucking. Video capture. Yeah, why isn't it showing up? It should be. Hang on. Technical difficulties. Let's see. Well, let me go ahead and close this real fast and open it back up. So that should work. This is okay. So should. Yo, why the fuck? This fucking Streamlabs shit, man. What the fuck? This shit is just not consistent. This shit is awful, man. Like, it's just not. Don't pay for this shit, man. It's not fucking consistent. Why the fuck? Don't pay for Streamlabs, man. This shit is fucking garbage, man. Like, it's just not fucking consistent. Yeah, I don't know. It's not even finding my fucking browser now. It's the philosophy of queenology. Let's see.
This is a message that comes out of my.
This 26 minutes long. I'm trying to. What the fuck? Trying to figure out why the fuck. Oh wait, hang on. Because sometimes it just. Okay, I don't know why it does that. It just does the weirdest shit sometimes, man. Like, because I haven't touched it. Now I gotta like fucking. Is there a hot? Now I gotta like shrink it all the way back. This is Streamlabs, dude. Why the fuck? This is the top of the fucking window right here. So it's gonna take me 35 minutes to bring this shit down to normal size because I don't know the fucking hotkey or whatever the fuck to bring it down to like it just fit screen shit. Let me look up how to. Oh, is there a 50? Okay, control left. Let me do that. No. Maybe I should type in Mac. Jesus, fucking Streamlabs, man. This shit is fucking fit the screen control. Did you guys see this shit? This is fucking. This is Stream. Like, what the fuck? Why does Streamlabs do? Like, just don't ever pay for this shit, dude. It's fucking terrible. This shit is gonna take fucking 14 years to fucking. Let me just read through the comments. Are you sick? I feel like my nose is like kind of fucked up. But the weather's changing too. So I don't know if I'm sick or not. I can't tell. I spent too much. You spent too much time in Texas. You'd be two-stepping and driving an F-250. I think a woman designed Streamlabs. Yeah, it's just like, this shit is just not fucking consistent, man. Like, cause I don't change anything. I'm just fucking using like the same. And then when I loaded this new window thing, I literally just fucking I used the same exact fucking profile that the old one was on, and for some reason it stretched out to fucking 1,000,000 times the fucking size of it. So now I got to shrink it all the way back down. Like, just don't ever pay for Streamlabs, because, well, this is a free advertisement, so they can't say I'm defamation or nothing, because you see it right here in real time. There's nothing I did to do this. I could have done to do this. It's just it's shitty, man. Like, what the fuck? No, I'm not paying for this shit. I would never tell you. You know what? I should make my own advertisements in my live streams, where I just start roasting these motherfuckers. That's what I'm probably gonna make my own advertisements for Streamlabs, because it's a piece of shit. Yeah, it's like a million times zoomed in for no fucking reason, dude. Like, I didn't do this. Jesus Christ. Did you try restarting your computer? Yeah. I restart my computer before every live stream. I restart it. Just to make sure, just to make sure. I restart it every time before I start, the live stream. And this shit is fucked up, man. Let me put it on this. So this is the dude right here. I'm trying to... Okay, so we finally got it back down. Fucking Streamlabs, man. Fuck this shit. All right, there we are. Fuck. Hello, I hope you see that video. AustriaDick lady at local Walmart spazzes out as this man that calls her but security. Yeah, I believe you. Let me check. All right, there we are. Okay, yeah. So it looks like everything's good now. Fucking Streamlabs, dude. Unbelievable. AD, what do you think of the Boston Celtics coach? I have no idea. I don't even follow NBA much anymore at all, man. I don't follow the NBA much at all. I pretty much tuned out when that last newer generation in my time they just were just so focused. You can tell that they just spent all day watching NBA Inside stuff or like highlight reels. So it's like they just always want to everybody just always wants to make a highlight reel out of everything. And it just got so just boring watching them try everything. Had to be a highlight reel. I just tuned out of basketball. Just stopped watching it. So yeah, let's start this video. What? Something just started moving now. I don't know what that was. Okay, so let's start this video.
This is a message that comes out of my, I guess you can call it my flagship message, Queenology. But I'm talking about a mindset that every woman should have most women do not have. Most women have been robbed of their queen consciousness, and that queen consciousness has been replaced with what I call broken consciousness. And so it has been my mission in life to pour into the wounds, the emotional, the psychological, and the spiritual wounds of a generation of women, in fact, generations of women, because this message has literally touched women from their teens all the way into their 80s. God has given me this mandate to really pour into the lives of generations of women the message of healing. And I believe personally, my message is not popular among a lot of men. I believe that it is the absolute signature of authentic manhood for a man to understand his role in the healing of womanhood. Any man that would spend his time destroying the woman physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually, or otherwise is not a man. The truest test of manhood is how that man actually deals with womanhood. This is for my women. Your thinking has been broken intentionally. Your thinking has been broken by perverted generations of men who understand that there's something naturally within you that desires to please and to be accepted by the men in your life, be it your fathers, your boyfriends, your husbands, your sons. And so this perverted generation of men have taken that sincere desire and have twisted it and manipulated you into believing that you are far less than you really are. You are absolutely, actually the prize. Yes, I know some men say, woman is not the prize. Well, if a woman is not the prize, I like to know what is or who is.
Okay, now I want to hear him out. I want to hear him out because some kind of way he gained confidence in what he's saying. And again, see, with this type of aura of energy, right? They fail to look at the history of woman. They fail to look at history of humankind, legit history of humankind and woman, and acknowledge the reality. Like I say all the time, you speed it. Yeah. That's a good idea to speed this up. That's a good idea. Wait, is this to speed up?
Because as a
Okay, yeah. So look at throughout history. Throughout history, there was always groups of men who went, man, I gave her everything. I did this, I did that, and this, and that, and she ain't even care. You know what I'm saying? It was all, the history's filled with a bunch of passengers. And let her go in the bottom of the glass. That's a tale old as time. And the other tale as old as time is, who did the woman love and care about? That motherfucker didn't care about her. Let's continue.
as a 1000% heterosexual man, the most precious thing God created, in my opinion, is the woman. I'm not gonna look across no room at no other big old rusty man and say, you the prize, I'm the prize. We ain't no prize. The prize is the woman. The greatest thing God created was the woman. But a perverted generation of men have broken your consciousness to the point, listen to me well now, to the point that you find yourself begging men to accept you.
That's and you know what? That is the proper fucking order to keep a woman acting right. Okay. The reality is this. let's say you take woman A, right? And woman A has her own, amount of suitors to come fuck her pussy because she looks good, right? Fuck her holes because she looks good. Let's just be blunt and real about it. Now, you got one guy who comes up and is like, "You're the prize. You're the prize, sweetheart. You're the prize in my life," and all this. And then you got another dude who don't even walk up to her, or if he does, he don't give a fuck, and all shit like that. Who is the guy who was the chump simp, and who is the guy who's gonna be blowing out her holes, that night if he wanted to?
Begging men to accept you. You find yourself submitting yourself to abusive language and conversation and treatment from men that don't even deserve to be in your presence because you don't know who you are.
Woman, again, and that's where I started with the book that's written by a woman, a female feminist. Woman doesn't know who she is. She needs that to define herself. She needs that shit.
Because you don't know who you are. There's a system in this world that is designed to cave in on you and to miniaturize you, to squeeze you, to shrink you.
The That's system. The evil system is here to minimize her. Yeah, is the system. Is the system. Dude, okay, who is this motherfucker? What's his name, man? What's this shit on his? Let me see if I can make a name for him. Mordecai Mission, whatever the fuck that is. Mordecai Mission. Every woman that he's talking about, every woman who he's talking about and speaking with, have at least 8 guys in her DMs right now, just like him, who they're ignoring for the guy who doesn't give a fuck. But guys like him, they don't even know that other side of the world exists yet. Like, they still on that. Like, I'll win them over sooner one day. Like, yo, every woman, do this video. Every woman that you think that you talking to and potentially are like reaching through YouTube, every woman that you talking, she knows at least at minimum 8 dudes in her life in some kind of way who are walking up to her, talking to her, DMing her with the same shit that you talking about. And she is leaving all them motherfuckers. If they lucky, they get left on red. She may have opened a message by accident. All right? Because guess who she's chasing the guy who don't care about her, who she has to beg to keep around. That's what she wants. Woman, when it comes down to women and their emotions with this shit, they not going out. Look, women are going after what's ever comfortable to them. And see, guys like him, they completely overestimate woman's intelligence as an individual, autonomous being, right? They completely overestimate woman's ability to become independently autonomous. Okay, women are not that genuinely intelligent, autonomous creatures. They're not there. They operate off their emotions and their feelings. They don't know how to sit back and push them to the side and think logically. So you asking a woman to be a man. You see what I'm saying? Like, this message to men would work out. If this was about men, that could work. But he's trying to approach women with this. That don't work. The only way guys like him would even be convinced that it worked in the slightest is because those women that he's referring to and hoping to reach out to, they end up getting older and fatter, and now they know chumps like him will be there to save them if they just admit to their ways. Because again, woman does not care where protection comes from as long as she gets it, and woman has no sense of embarrassment in backtracking or knowing she treated guys like him like shit and came back when she's 43 with 2 babies and the baby daddy's gone and all that. See, they have no sense of embarrassment. Woman doesn't. That's too much thought process to think that, oh, maybe I'm embarrassing and pathetic. That's too much thought process for woman. All woman cares about is being taken care of. That's it. She has no sense of how deep, how low she will go.
It means by don't be conformed to this world. Don't allow the systems of this world to cave in and to shrink you, to make you smaller than you really are. But be transformed by the renewing of your mind. In other words, when your thinking, when your thought life, when your mindset begins to align with the Creator's plan for you, there's something in you. There's a seed of greatness in you. Let's call it the seed of queendom in you. Once your mindset is renewed, that will cause you to transform. While being conformed is the world caving in and making you smaller, transforming is your mind going first, and then everything that God has put in you unfolds and you become bigger than you ever imagined. Most of you have spent all of your lives, from young adolescent girls, maybe even teens, trying to win the approval of some undeserving man. Parenting, it's the initial formation of mindset, the quality of parenting that we were privy to. Some of us had better parenting than others. Unfortunately, when it comes down to women, society trained us as men that somehow rearing our daughters and spending quality time with our daughters and pouring into our daughters is not a necessity. All we need to do is protect them from physical harm and feed them and allow their mothers to do it. Not understanding, nobody taught us as men, that the self-esteem of the young girl is greatly attached to the voice of the father. So while we as fathers, and I made this mistake early on until my older girls really pulled me on the carpet and made me understand, we spend all of our time with the boys and we never pour into the self-esteem of our daughters. So even though we may have intended to do well as fathers, many times we broke the girl's consciousness because we never fed her self-esteem. When a young boy detects that the young girl has a mindset that she needs affirmation from him, he says to her, okay, I'll give it to you, but you got to perform for it. Voices of people like myself, along with many others who are called to this generation to speak to this broken consciousness in the woman, to interrupt all of these messages you're getting that, you got to perform and you got to be sexual. You got to be, you got to be a certain size. You got to be this. You got to dance, stand on your head, bark like a dog. This is where voices like mine are necessary to break through all of the noise, to interrupt that thing and say, wait a minute. Here's what the Creator says about you. All of this stuff you've believed has been a lie. Now it's time for you to put all of this stuff, all of your pursuit of the right man aside and all of this kind of stuff, put all of that stuff on the back burner. It's now time for you to meet yourself. You don't need a relationship with a man right now. You need a solid and healthy and holy relationship with yourself.
Yeah, see, talking like that's the quickest way to run them little girls away from you. Talking like that's the quickest way to run them girls. Look, once a woman has figured out that she's attractive and she can get that attention just because she walked in a room and was woman, that somebody's going to walk up and approach her and give her something for free just for the simple fact that she's just woman, no character was needed. There's not much else you can do, but just wait and clean up the pieces when it's over. Now, hopefully, maybe something clicked in her head when she was younger and she comes back to you for advice, but there's nothing you're gonna be able to look. All this belief that you got in it, that ain't gonna look. Woman can move so fast just because she's young woman. Most men's mind just can't comprehend it. Most men's brain just cannot comprehend how fast a young woman can move in the world just because she's a young woman and what she's able to come across, listen to, where to go eat, what tax bracket she's hanging out with, just for no other reason but because she just put on a dress, because she's literally a healthy looking incubator. To break it down that brutally, that's exactly what she is. Okay. And men are looking for a healthy fucking incubator. All right? Just like you when you was 19 and 20, you was looking for a healthy incubator, and the men, it don't stop. It's the same shit now. I think this video was made because he really feels like he's losing control. Honestly. Too many fathers are calling their daughters princess and telling them that no man is good enough for them. Well, yeah, I can agree with that too. But by the time woman figures out she's cute, by the time she figures out she can get shit for, by the time she really figures out she can get shit totally for free from complete random strangers, she can get looks in the street, she can get approached, she has limitless amounts of matches in online dating just because she's just her, nothing else. Good luck. That's all I got to tell you.
You come to that through the pursuit of your creator, who then gives you a revelation of who you are and what you're absolutely worth. And it doesn't matter how many mistakes you've made or how long you've been making them. The creator says, I'm not just the God of another chance or the second chance. I'm the God of another chance and another chance and another chance. I make all things new. I don't care about your history. I don't care what you've gone through. I don't care how much you've been messed over, abused, misused. I don't care about none of that. There's a divine interruption here tonight that's saying, yeah, but here's what the creator wants to do with you right now. It's kind of like, see, the thing I got to get you to understand before we move into the mindset is this. Many of you have bought the lie that somehow what society and life have done. Pastor, I slept with 10 men. I've had 3 children and got 3 baby daddies. And see, society says, oh, well, your value is no longer, you're not valuable because you've had 3 children. You've slept with all of these different men. You have a certain age. All of that's a lie. I got to get you to understand that, see, I got to interrupt the noise and I got to get you to understand you're kind of like that woman that was caught in adultery and they wanted to stone her, and Jesus said, he that is without sin cast the first stone. They all left because they were all in sin. And the woman, he looks up and says, where are your accusers? The woman says, they're all gone. And he says to her, I don't condemn thee. Go and sin no more. When you come to this place, God cleans your slate. And you have to raise your head above the noise, the lying.
Okay, real quick. Who did God pick to have his own fucking son? The Virgin Mary. Who did God pick to have his own son born in? In that logic, if you want to go back to that, who did God, him, itself, him, her, whatever the fuck you want to, who did God pick to have his son born into? Mary Magdalene? The whore at the brothel? The woman who had 3 kids already? Who did God pick himself to have his son brought into the world? He didn't pick a woman with 3 kids and mounds of debt. No. He ain't pick no 43-year-old bitch. Who did God pick? He ain't picked up the random tramp down the street hooked on heroin and sucking cock for $20. He ain't pick her. I wonder why. You think that's a coincidence? Oh, he just happened to pick the Virgin Mary. I don't know why he did it. He just happened to do. No. Because yes, the woman's value went down because she has 3 kids by 3 different men, and none of those men are around. Her value is at rock bottom. Fucking period.
Noise of the world, and you have to understand that the creator says, I'm not the God of a second chance, I'm the God of another chance. And now today,
well, he's a God of another chance, but guess what? That God of another chance didn't pick a woman who needed a second chance to have his son born in. I tell you that much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's a God of a second chance. I'm with you on that. But just like your homie down the street, who you gonna marry, the whore or the virgin? Which one you want? Pick the virgin. Ooh, that's me now. God didn't even pick that. All right, God picked the virgin. That's sad. Oh, this is recommended, man. I didn't find it, Michael. This was sent to me.
I need you to lift your head and know that you are still everything I ever called you to be. There's an intrinsic value in you that cannot be tampered with. The Lord gave me a revelation one day as I was writing the book Queenology. The Lord gave me this vision of a solid gold crown. It's beautifully, configured. And then the Lord showed me, like, it seemed as though there was an axe or something that created a massive indentation in that crown. And there was a break in it. And then the Holy Spirit asked me, he said, now, is the crown less valuable because of the fracture?
Yes.
I said, no. It may be marred, but it's no less valuable because the value of the crown is innate. It's within the essence, the material that the Creator formed the crown from. Let me tell you.
All right. So by that logic, right? Let's say I come to you with my iPhone, and I want to sell you my iPhone for suggested retail price, but an axe came down and ding, just cracked the screen. This motherfucker, yo, I bet you he be the first one to be like, what? He just sells at a discount. I bet you. He be the first one to be like, what? It's got a crack on it. He be the first one to talk about, what? He's full of shit. He knows he's full of shit. I don't even want to watch this whole thing, man. I gotta take a bathroom break, man. I'm gonna try to muscle through it, but this is just bullshit. He be the first one. If you came with a fucking smart TV, if a mother, it ain't gotta be God. It could be Roscoe down the street. Roscoe, the drug dealer down the street, came to him with a smart TV that had a crack in it. Yeah, watch how quick he'll switch that up on you real fast. I'm like, oh, it's in the value of what's in it. The fuck out of here. It ain't gotta be, see what I'm saying? It ain't gotta be God. It could be Derek from Best Buy. He could come to you with a smart TV and they got a crack. No, it ain't gotta be a big crack. Just a small little crack in the top right corner. You can't even see it unless you see too much the color blue. Something like that. And he be the first, what? The value went down because it's damaged. This is my issue with religious people, man. This is my issue with religious people, is this. Because I am not totally against religion. If anybody is religious, I don't look down on religion. But my issue with religion and religious people is this. Deep down, many religious people use God and the theory of God as an ATM for the examples that I just gave. Like I said, if he had got that crown, that same crown from Derek down the street, he'd be up in arms about that. But because it came from God, now it don't mean nothing because he secretly thinks that God is gonna pay him off for it later. You see what I'm saying? It's that ATM transaction shit. He's looking at God as an ATM. You see what I'm saying? Because, you have every right to not like it, right? Don't like it. If God gave you something, what you think? God gonna be mad at you because you ain't like something he gave you? You have free thought. What's wrong with you not like, just because you don't like something, let me guess, you afraid you're gonna be in a bad position with God because you didn't like something he gave you? You don't like, you don't like it. Just say you don't like it. But see, this is the issue I have with religious people, man, is that they use God as an ATM. And if anything, I feel sorry for God because so many motherfuckers like him are out there and they don't even realize it, that they out there using God. If God exists, they use him as an ATM. And this is why I want to sit down and listen to God's problems. I want to sit there. That's my biggest gift for God is come to look, what's going on, bro? Come, we'll pour out beer, have a coffee, and tell me what's going on. That's my biggest gift for God from my fucking perspective because the world is using that motherfucker, man. And it's fucking sick and it's fucking disgusting, right? Motherfuckers only come to him when they got a problem. Like he's fucking Santa Claus, man. Shit's fucking gross. And a lot of religious people just disgust me with this shit. I can go on about that for fucking hours because I grew up in that shit, man. I go on for hours and rant for hours. I think it's fucking gross, man. Again, if Derek or Tom had came down the street with a cracked iPhone, he'd be throwing fit because it came from God. He gonna act like, oh no, isn't the value of it? Oh no. But what it really is, he too afraid to say he don't like it because he's still waiting on a payout later. He's still waiting on God, aka the ATM, to pay him out later for it. So, oh, it's all cool. Yes, boss, it's fine, boss. No, you don't like it, bruh. The crown has a crack in it. I don't like it. If you don't like it, then don't like it. All right? It's like, again, man, look, I feel sorry for God. I feel sorry. If God exists, I feel sorry for him because there's so many motherfuckers like him who are so mentally delusional, they don't even realize that they're using God as an ATM. They so mentally fucking lost, they don't even realize. And then God just got to sit back and just take the shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's in one way or another. I feel sorry for that motherfucker, man. How would you feel if somebody just kept coming asking you for shit, but they'll never ask you how you doing? You know what I mean? Like it's fucking gross, man. It's also why some people fall short. God knows that people use him and also prophesied and told how they would use him in the book of, oh, word. I believe you. I can believe that. It's disgusting, man.
Something. It doesn't matter how much life has beat you up, how many mistakes you've made, how marred your life may look on paper. The value that the Creator put in you as a woman, as a queen, can never be tampered with. But you got to know that. It's the visual that Bishop T.D. Jakes, he gave an illustration one day, which was so amazing. He took $100 bill and he said, what is the value of this? And everybody said, $100. He threw it on the floor, stumped on it. He said, picked it up. He said, what is the value of this? Everybody said, it's still $100. He took the same $100 bill and he crumpled it up, and he crumpled it and he just crumpled it up and he threw it in the air and fell to the floor. He picked it up again and it was wrinkled up. And he said, what is the value of this? Everybody said $100. He took the same $100 bill and he tore it in half, and he had it in two halves. It was torn, but he had both parts, and he held them up and he said, what is the value of this? Everybody said $100. Queens, the mindset of a queen. Number one, it begins with self-perspective. Queens have no concept of inferiority. There's no way you can fathom insecurities. There's the mindset of dominion. So you're not jealous of anybody. You're not hating on anybody. You're not all on social media trying to pull anybody else down. You're not jealous because there's no sense of inferiority. I walk in dominion, which means what? I can do whatever I choose. I can do whatever I choose. You got to understand this as a woman. Because if
woman doesn't want to do whatever she chooses, okay, woman wants to be dominated, dude. Like woman literally craves it, that's another topic that was touched on in the book. Maybe if I could find it. Woman literally craves that shit. Where we at? Woman loves to be dominated. I got so many. Look, I got so many screenshots of like just red pill bombs in this motherfucker. So I probably won't be able to find it this fast. But I think it was right here. Yeah, I'm not gonna. It's so many red pill bombs, and I'm never gonna be able to find it. But woman doesn't want that. Woman only feels happy and comfortable when she's underneath a man. Period. I gotta take a bathroom break, man. I'll be right back. AD, if you dominate a woman in the U.S., you're risking getting put in. Oh yeah, if EA affiliate. Well, yeah, yeah. In the U.S., yeah, America's fucking done, man. America's fucking done. Yeah, Yeah, you all the way right with that. My dad told me when it comes to God to not play with his words. This guy plays too much. Word up. I'm a leader in my household. That's about it. I never proclaimed myself to be king either because of that delusion. It's just straight up. That statement is just straight up. I've got an A2 Corolla to sell him for $62,000. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I tell you, yeah, man. And like, see, with situations like this, it's really because myself to be king. This is why. This was a big reason why I didn't. I never really took to religion too deeply, too deeply. I say I look at religion as a proper theory, but I never really took too extremely passionate. And then even when I did, man, like it would be little things, right? It would be like if I wanted something, I would always think of people who have no money, or people in legit like in poor countries. You can't choose what country you're born in. People who are in poor countries who just are just super fucked up, and like I would want to pray for something, but I think about that and I'd be like, no, I can't even. Like, I can't even. Like for real, like why I'm a pray to get a PlayStation 5 when motherfuckers can't. What I'm saying? Motherfuckers eating tree bark for dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like, and I know there's motherfuckers out there eating tree bark for dinner, somewhere on earth. So it's like, I can't even, you know what I'm saying? I can't even pray for nothing. That's the point I'm at in life. Even if I was to switch up and go like super religious, I can't even pray for nothing because this motherfuckers out there eating tree bark for dinner. So it's like, like I'm gonna pray for, to eat sushi or get a PlayStation when it's motherfuckers who can't, you know what I'm saying? No, I just can't even, I don't even feel comfortable doing that shit. You know what I mean? Like, well, guess what? I got my PlayStation. Meanwhile, motherfuckers, 5,000 miles away eating tree bark for dinner. Like, no, I can't even feel comfortable because I'm not that fucked up. Like Ukraine, by the way. I'm just not that, I'm not that comfortable. Because y'all know my rant about Ukraine. When I was out there in Kiev, it's gross. Motherfuckers got Dolce Gabbana and all that shit, Louis Vuitton and all that shit out there. And motherfuckers will walk around proud while it's homeless families on the fucking street begging for money. That place is fucking gross, dude. And I said it back on my live stream while I was there. It's disgusting. Like, it's fucking gross. But anyway, let's keep, because I'm going to get off here in like 10 minutes. Let me squeeze out a little more of this video.
If you don't, you're living in a world filled with perverted, narcissistic men that will twist you and bend you like a pretzel and have you believing that you last when you actually the first. So queens don't entertain thoughts like, not enough, not being enough, not having enough, not being equivalent to a task.
That's what keeps women acting right throughout history. Not just now, throughout history. The only time a woman acted right is when she felt like she wasn't enough. And a clear representation, again, is the online dating market. And look at the stats in that. Look at legit scientific fact of what women go after what in there on dating apps, plural. Women are not happy until they're inferior. Once she feels like she's superior to a man, she has to fuck. She's done with him. She doesn't want that. She doesn't want that. Woman is not happy in life until she feels like she's beneath the man she has to fuck, both physically and literally speaking in the world. She has to feel like she's beneath, she's lesser than. Woman does not, her pussy literally will not work if she feels like she's better than that man. It won't work. Period.
Inferior to no one. That is the testimony of a queen. And so daughters are raised believing that I'm inferior because I'm a woman and all of that. Now, I believe that there's a role for men, there's a role for women, but I believe that they're equal roles. God did not make a woman inferior to a man. In fact, about it, God said in Genesis that Adam needed Eve. When you really functioning in your queen consciousness,
Well, Adam needed Eve because I'm my man. Look, they was the two first humans, bro. They didn't. I'm not surprised by that statement. Adam, that motherfucker, he didn't even know what sleep was. He just said he felt heaviness come over his eyes, and he just woke up. When you that brand new, of course he gonna need anybody he got. You the first human out here. I'm not surprised by that statement.
Adam needed Eve.
Yes.
When you really functioning in your queen consciousness, you really got the mindset of a queen, it's impossible for you to just submit your life to a little man that's less than a king. And see, he ain't no king because he drive a big car, he makes, whatever amount of money or wear whatever kind of clothes. No, 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 no. He got to be a king between his ears. The first thing you're going to know about a true king is that a true king is never intimidated by a woman. And because he's not intimidated by a woman, he doesn't feel the need to constantly break a woman down. A true king takes his woman and he lifts her. He puts her on his shoulders and he actually lifts her. He's her greatest cheerleader. He lifts her because he's a king. He's man enough to lift her. He's secure enough in himself to lift his woman. He celebrates all of her gifts and her abilities. He's not trying to diminish her. He's not trying to lock her down to, a little box. He understands that she got to help him run the whole kingdom. So he's not sitting there trying to handcuff his woman. He's a king. But see, when you really walking in your queen consciousness, you can't be around here settling for some of this stuff I see y'all settling for. Then still talking.
Okay, that's where he lost me. Because he was right for that whole sense of the kings got to build up the queen and all that. Because a king turns a woman into a queen. But a queen does not turn a man into a king. It doesn't work that way. I was with him with that section, but I think but the reason why I was with him was because that was more of a broad approach to it. And with that broad approach also means, the deeper intricacies we would completely disagree on. Yeah, you build up your woman, but it's not in the sense to how a woman wants to be built up, right? Because if you build her up how she wants to be built up, she's never gonna build up. Because woman is always going to want comfort. And if you give woman what she wants all the time, she's going to get tired of you and go off somewhere else. So there's a way you can build her up, but it's not in the sense of being comfortable, right? You build her up more in the sense of like, I would say, like Marine Corps boot camp. You build them up in the sense of you got to break her ass down. But while you breaking her down, you really making her strong without her realizing it. And then on the back end, you start like congratulating her, after she's been like, from her perspective, she's been beaten down the whole time, but you really ain't beating her down the whole time. You're really making her stronger. And that's how you build her up. See, like giving her immediate fucking satisfaction and all this shit. That's the quickest way to lose her. Because once she feels like she's learned from you and she has the tools to be better than you. Oh, well, perfect example, the live stream I did last night with the article I covered last night. Once she feels like she's learned enough from the man and she thinks she can, formulate a plan that makes her better than him, oh, she's done. She's, entertaining all the other men in the neighborhood, whoever she can find, because she thinks she's hot shit now. You got to do it right. And I think that's where we would completely disagree. He's basically saying put woman on the pedestal. Yeah, the Milan Messenger, yeah. He's saying put woman on the pedestal. Yeah, put her on the pedestal. And that never works. Woman's brain is not made to lead in any kind of way like that. Woman is not happy or comfortable until she is lesser. She's not happy or comfortable until she feels like she is truly lesser than the man she has to fuck. Or she's going to fuck. I won't say has to fuck, but she's going to fuck. She has to feel like she's beneath. Look at the kingdoms these queens maintain. They're still governed by the government. So yeah, yeah. Yeah. And who's the government? Men. Yeah. This guy really believes the stuff that women tells him. It's not like the women are going to be open and honest with a guy like this. Oh yeah, yeah. The women know who the chumps are in the room, dude. Women know the guys who they can use for ego boost, use for money, a financial boost. Either two separate or at the same time. Women, they already know. They already know. Once she's become age of fucking and how to alter her looks, she's already in it. See, here's the thing: women, they don't see. Men, we would have to fill out a spreadsheet, where women don't fill out, because women are animals. They don't even have to fill out a spreadsheet. They just act. It's like lions and tigers and dogs and shit. Like animals don't make spreadsheets. They just act, and they know who and what they can get away with on from that emotional instinct. Whereas, see, as men, we would have to make we grow into making spreadsheets to break down the logic. Where women, no, they don't do that. Because they were allowed, like lions and like animals, they were allowed to just live in their emotional instincts so long that that's their primary source of information for them. It's just their emotional instinct, so they don't have to make spreadsheets on it. I'm not giving this guy no credit. He uses a tad bit of truth and makes the rest of the shit up. This guy is no different from Brittany Renner. Yeah, yeah. But the difference from him and Brittany Renner's primary objective was to get money out of men for her own survival. Whereas this dude genuinely believes that there is like moral decency in women by default that you can build on, like with the same respect that you should give a man equally in it. That's where he's messing up. And in all honesty, I think the reason why this video came along is that either one of his daughters or some female he knew in his life just completely did her emotional nature instinct in the dating world, and I feel like he needed a source to vent on. And I think that's where this video came from. Stuff like this, I'm pretty sure that's where it came from. I'm not seeing this last comment by Levon Wills. It's not showing up. But I can read it. It's very small. That's why the bad boys are complaining about nice guys getting girls. The nice guys, I can't read it. It's too small. It's not showing up on my Streamlabs. Fucking Streamlabs, dude. It's not showing. I can see it on the live stream, but it's not. It's the last message from the Milan Messenger. Either because girls. Yeah, it's on. Well, it's not even on YouTube. Because I'm on YouTube right now, and the last message from because I can't read it. It's a little too small. That's what she said. Yeah, I can't. It's just. Yeah, man. But it's 10:04, so I'm gonna slowly get on out of here, man. 80 to read a book by Aristotle and Marcus. I feel like I did years ago. I feel like I did a long time ago. I think Streamlabs is blocking some of the comments and trying to censor them. It's weird. Yeah, because I can see it on the live stream, but like in the YouTube comment section and in Streamlabs, I can't see some of them. It doesn't show up on my end. So let me hold on. Let me do this. I can do this. You guys can see this too. So Levon, yeah, because I can't see Levon Will's message in my Streamlabs or YouTube Live. So it says, that's why the bad boys aren't complaining about nice guys. That's why the bad boys aren't complaining about nice guys getting girls. And nice guys are complaining about the bad boys. Yeah. It's never the other way around. It's never, nice guys never had a fucking, there has never been a period where nice guys had just They just had copious amounts of pussy thrown at them, and and the bad boys were like, "Oh man, he's so." His story, it's always been the other way. It's always been the other way, man. He's pitching to his audience. He's selling hard, and well, yeah. Well, because he see, man, in that religious world, the ultimate safety backup, like okay, like woman's ultimate safety backup in the dating market is fucking, whereas with in the religious world, the ultimate backup safety plan is to always say you're forgiven, right? Because there's always somebody out there looking for forgiveness. Always, there is always somebody out there searching and looking for forgiveness, right? And women are even more susceptible to forgiveness if it comes in a mystical form, right? So he's selling to that. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm totally with you. He's selling to that crowd. Yeah, he's selling to the crowd. That's what is going to come to church and give him tithes and offerings and all that shit like that. Yeah, that's what it is. There's always someone out there looking for forgiveness, and more specifically on this topic with women, women love forgiveness, especially the further removed it is from logic. They love it because her fragile feminine ego does not want to be held accountable for anything. And the further away she can drift from accountability, the more she's going to fall for it. Imagine a simp that thinks he's the woman expert. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's 10:07. I'm gonna get out of here, man. I'm gonna let you guys go. Thanks everybody for tuning in, donating, like, subscribing, or commenting. Though, thanks a lot, man. It means a lot. I still can't. I say it all the time, man. This is still mind blowing to me that this is still going. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here because it's 10:07. So, and I try to keep it down after like at 10, because people gotta go to work, and I don't want to be loud keeping them up. But yeah, so I'll let y'all go, man. I catch you on the flippy flip, man. Peace out.